Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
We are going to do something a little bit different today. We are going to do the oil experience that we've been talking about. Both Meg and I have had a very busy couple of weeks. And as we were getting ready to record this morning, we were discussing how we both feel kind of at the top of our cups. We feel a little overwhelmed, a little frazzled, and we just kind of want to de-stress a little bit. So we have come up with the 3 oils that made sense for us to be able to de-stress. And we're going to walk you through how to use them and apply them. And if you have these oils, feel free to grab them and join us.
Yeah, so the 3 oils, we're going to use the brand new Shinrin-Yoku. So this is something that just came out. It's going to be sold October 1st. So you'll be listening to this a little after that. I don't know if you've ordered it yet. Amazing oil for grounding. It's actually the forest bathing blend, but it's so good. But if you don't have it, you can still experience this. I would just grab any type of tree oil or grab like Balance, something like that. That's going to be super grounding. So we're going to use that. We're going to use Tulsi oil, which is a super calming oil. It's actually holy basil. It might be the name that you're more familiar with. And again, if you don't have this, I would grab something calming. So maybe like a lavender or Balance would actually work for this as well. Bergamot, if you want to change it up, is super calming and balancing as well. And then we're using Breathe oil. And so I feel like most people have Breathe, but if you don't, I would use any type of like minty oil for this part.
Or even eucalyptus, I think would be good too.
Oh yeah, good call. Yep.
Okay, so we'll kind of go through this step by step. First, we're going to start with Shinrin-Yoku, and we are going to put a drop or 2 in our hands. We're going to rub our hands together, and then we are going to rub this all over the bottoms of our feet. And I see Meg smelling her bottle before she starts to apply. I've got one hand rubbing my feet and then kind of breathing in the oil with my other hand before I go to apply the other foot.
And I'm actually using the roller version, which is why I'm smelling the bottle.
Oh, well, and just as easy. Yeah, I mean, this comes in a 15 ml or a roller bottle, so whatever works. But again, we talked about this oil when we came back from convention. Like Meg said, this is the forest bathing blend, but this is just really good for a reset from your day. So grounding and calming. And we figured if we can apply it to the bottoms of our feet, we're able to kind of start from here with that feeling.
Mm-hmm. And I had a really amazing experience. The morning after we got it at convention, I decided to apply it to my feet. And it was my first time to smell it where I wasn't smelling it around a bunch of other oils. And just breathing it in that morning was just like, okay, yeah, this is going to be a good day. And then applying it to my feet, I just felt like it set my day up for success. Plus, it feels really good to just rub your feet.
It does. Okay, when you get done with that one, Meg, you can take us through our next one.
Okay, so next up, we're doing the Tulsi or whatever type of calming oil you picked. I really like this oil. It's kind of an earthy, but kind of spicy smell as well. And what I typically do is I literally just turn it upside down and put a drop on the crown of my head. So the very top of my head. And, you know,
it comes out quickly. You can feel it when it drops onto your head. Like I feel like, yeah. I put the bottle, I see you actually drop it from above. I touch the bottle to my head and just turn it upside down. But yeah, you can feel the drop go straight on there. This was an undervalued oil for me for a long time. When it first came out, people were really excited and I didn't quite understand the excitement. I didn't know much about it. I had heard somebody say that she had used this for stress. And so one day when I was feeling overwhelmed, I went and I grabbed the Tulsi and wow, sure enough, it's really calming. The scent is really, really nice. And so this is one that I reach for more often. And I love the idea of putting it on the crown of the head. I feel like I told you I'm all about direct to the source. So this works really well for that.
Yeah, it almost feels like I put it on my head and I just feel like this relaxation coming down, almost like covering yourself with a blanket, which sounds kind of weird, but it's like protective veil. Like, okay, there's stress all around, but I'm protected. I'm in my happy bubble,
I love that. And I don't know about you, but my feet feel warm and inviting right now. And so we've got that feeling coming from our feet. We've got the head under the blanket bubble, as you mentioned. So I feel very relaxed right now, but I don't think that relaxation is the only part of de-stressing. And so part of my particular week of stress, I feel like I don't feel like I can get caught up. And so breathe was something that I originally thought of just because I just want to take a breath. And I really like breathe for this use. I've used it for times when I've been grieving, but sometimes when you feel like you just can't take a breath, this works so good. And in the Essential Emotions book, they put that it invites individuals to let go, breathe out, and receive, breathe in. And I feel like that is what I want right now. So again, we're going to take the breathe oil. We're going to put a drop or two in the hand. And then we're going to rub it together. I want you to inhale and exhale. And then I want you to apply the excess onto your chest. And because my hands have the Shinrin-Yoku on it, and because I've touched my head with the Tulsi, the combination of all three of these is really nice. And I'm going to put these together in my diffuser after this, because if you just kind of hold them and pass them by your nose, they smell really good together. So this is going to go into the diffuser when we get done here. And I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I definitely just feel better right now.
I definitely do as well. It's so simple. It almost doesn't make sense because it's so simple. But yeah, let's take on this day. We got this.
Yeah. And I feel like with the breathe, I feel like I just was able to just kind of take a bigger breath and just inhale and exhale. And that feels good. And that none of this took away my stress. I still have stuff that I need to do. I still have a lot on my plate, but I feel like I'm not going to let it affect me so much. And now I feel like I've got a little bit better of a start and can just go do the thing I need to do now.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think this was a brilliant idea, Heather, for us to do this today. So thank you for having the idea. And it's probably going to help both of us the rest of today. So awesome. So if you are listening to this and you didn't get a chance to actually experience it with us, really recommend, like, maybe you're driving or something as you listen. But this would be a good one to maybe download, save, but go back and do on the day when you feel stressed, and pull out the oils that we recommended, or, the backup oils if you don't have these exact oils. But yeah, I definitely feel a shift, and that did not take very much time at all. In fact, if we weren't talking through it, it would be even faster. But I even love that the act of just rubbing our feet for a few minutes. That's not something we take time to do, but it's something that in 15 minutes can make you feel like you're being taken care of. So yeah, beautiful.
Or taking those few deep breaths. Like, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of us probably don't take the time to even breathe properly during the day. And so when we're stressed, that gets compromised even more. So I feel like this idea of self-care, where we are specifically picking out certain oils, rubbing them to the bottom of our feet, taking deep breaths and breathing them in, I feel like that really does so much within itself just to help us calm down too.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right. Well, thank you for taking time with us. We're now both in kind of a Zen state. But we hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll have a brand new episode for you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.